Hey guys, back with another Maple Story Game video here. This time, first PR video post Absolab Damien update. Now going through kind of the whole rundown from Guild Honor Battle single target, multi, Guild Dungeon, Culvert, Mulong, Lotus. So quite a long video. Try to speed it up as much as possible. And starting with Guild Honor Battle, single target. This was my best run for some reason. Fell in the water. Messed up kind of my jumping a little bit, not even full buffed, and somehow hit 106 single target. My previous PR was not much lower, probably like 103, 104, but that was with a lot more stats, DPS hypers, boss rush, final damage, special nodes, so not really a big deal for Guild Honor Battle. I realized that full buff versus non-full buff scores don't really differ all that much. Sometimes I just go on a fair trade and do just as much damage as I did full buff, sometimes better. So it's sort of not really a big deal for me. Kind of just wanted to see where I was at. And you can see my new cap is about 19.1, just under, I think it's 19.17. And I'll show you my stats before my Lotus run. But I went up about a free 400k from the post update, mainly through Star Force Liberation and some level 40 plus necros, but I'm just short of 300. For some reason I can't really get close to it, but it's all good. Again, like I mentioned, not really huge on Guild Honor Battle, and full buffing and setting PRs kind of is what it is. And the Guild Dungeon, my previous PR was 922. Missed the stun at the beginning, but don't even put my hammers up until right here. So not really a great run, to be honest, but it was boss rushed. I do have bishop buff, not even full class buff, but again, don't really need to full buff all the time. The lines that really don't cap are maybe my Pierce Summon and those echo lines coming from it, but overall, just kind of speeding through it. This run wasn't far off, was 5 mil higher than my previous with less cap, so not really a huge jump. Again, not really min-maxing or trying real hard with the class buffs and things like that. Just wanted to see where I was at. So 927 definitely can get higher, but again, cap is king. And then next we're going into Mulong. This one was pleasantly surprised. I'm not going to show you the whole run. I'll kind of skim through in and out floor 45 because that's a real grind. But here I'm sort of showing that the faster the reason why this run was so much faster, it was about 2 minutes faster than my previous PR, was I think I just cleared through this a little bit faster, and then I cleared 44 faster, so it just allowed me to have more uptime, and I was able to get through 45 sooner. And obviously the overall damage, the necro gains, the extra physical attack was the biggest factor. The cap really is ho-hum, although I am hitting kind of 8 mils, which is much higher than I was hitting previously. So I sped up this video a little bit, and you see I'm doing pretty good DPS and going into 44. And right here, I'm going to use my Divine Shield to proc that bomb skill. And I think I do finish this run just under 9 minutes, so about 40 seconds faster than my previous floor 44 record. And that obviously translated into a faster run at overall in floor 45. But again, just try to be as aggressive as possible. Cycle through my Synchro, dodge that bomb attack, or that front attack, and then cycle through my Synchro and my res here to maximize my iframes, always having something for the bomb skill. But overall, this was really surprising. I tried to play, I think this was the Monday, my first clear. So I was just trying to get the clear overall, and I was surprised by how fast the run went. Right here, I'm going to pop Synchro and just go, I think my echo is going to come back up in a little bit, and pretty much going to rip through this last part of Semp and get into 445 with about 15 in about 10 seconds. So get the stun in. I'm going to finish it off and we're going to go into floor 45. Again, just over 840 left. And then right here, really, it's kind of just about maximizing cooldowns. Again, trying to keep my distance, play a little defensive, and trying to maximize my uptime with Echo. You can see I had over a minute going into floor 45 of Echo uptime, so that was a huge factor. Just maximizing my DPS. And then once Echo is down, I really don't do any damage, so I'm just trying to make sure that I stay alive, position, don't get caught in a bad spot. Always have something for a damage reflect. Right there, I use res. Make sure I keep threading up, and then keep my distance. Right as he stops to do an attack, I move backwards. So that is sort of the cycle that I go through, using Sanko right there for that DR, and then Echo's gonna fall. And I'll fast forward a little bit. This is a much faster time, as you can see. I'm doing pretty good damage right here. I had to change my transparency to make sure I didn't miss any skills that he was doing. But overall, this run was, I mean, as good as it gets. I think a lot of people are going to start clearing Mulong if they haven't already. I know some people in our server are pretty close. They're clearing floor 44, so it's only a matter of time before they start clearing 45 as well. So I'm excited to see that, see the progress, and see how far people can take it. I hope this video helps people. Obviously, from a Paladin point of view, Sanko having something for damage reflect. If you don't have an iframe, make sure that you you have a stun. If you have a stun, use that when damage reflect is up, or taking the Urda stun as well is a good option, even though it's on a long cooldown, just to maximize your uptime and skip those damage reflect skills that really are costly when you're trying to clear it within a certain time frame. But right here, 5 minutes left, at a good spot, 40, just under 50% left. So it took me about 3.5 minutes to get there to this point. So it should be right on schedule. Like I mentioned, 2 minutes left. Missed the stun right there. Could have stunned it, just was a little late to react, which is okay. Played a little safe. And then Sanko's going to come up in 3 seconds. And then we're going to have just spam DPS while Echo is, stunned it right there. Save Sanko for later. And so I'm in a pretty good spot right here, but I'm going to fast forward again to when Sanko comes back up, and I'm going to finish it off within the next minute. So really was proud of this run, kind of getting the hang of it. Again, it's like anything else. It's just about reps and practice, and once you kind of know what you're seeing, everything slows down, and you can react accordingly without having to kind of overcommit cooldowns or get put in a bad spot. So I'm really happy with the Mulong score. A lot of the PRs overall. Free damage from Necro. Weapon is nice. Starforce Liberation is huge. And then obviously the extra cap as well from the level 40 plus Necros. All exciting stuff. Excited for this update for sure. Was pleasantly, was not expecting the buff to Necro max damage caps again and the Necro physical attack. So a lot of PRs, a lot of testing moving forward. And then, so 10:13, almost sub 10 minutes. My previous PR was 12 minutes on the dot maybe. So definitely huge jump. Culvert, like everything else, expected a big jump as well. Now, I haven't really been going too hard with Culvert post max damage cap, since the Explorer remaster and since I switched over my hypers to EXP. So this was my best run by far, I think. I think I PR'd by about 200. And I was just short of 6K. So if you want to fast forward that, I was just short of, I think I was 59.91. But nothing crazy. Same strategy, just a little bit more DPS, a little bit more damage. I did go back to my Necro set. So obviously Fafnir is obsolete just because of the amount of extra physical attack we get from Necro. I think offsets what the Fafnir brought in terms of damage. So I didn't really test it too much, but kind of just seeing the writing on the wall, kind of knew that Necro was going to be the best play as well. I'm not using Pencilier or anything like that, just straight bossing set moving forward. Same strategy that I've always been using as the Paladin, and yeah, nothing surprising there. I am kind of talking about gear moving forward. I am focusing a lot on getting to a HP, MP, BA even build. My souls are all final damage, RA final damage. I have one. My shoulders are boss attack. I'm just trying to move away from EXP overall. I have all of my physical attack flames are scaled off of EXP. So I have MP, double MP, I have HP, CD, and I'm trying to move off of EXP eventually and go with physical damage or boss attack jewels. Just seems obviously based on this past patch that's the meta moving forward. And I'm just going to keep my armors though are still scaled to EXP, CDT I'm going to keep that. Just it's not worth it for me for a few extra crit damage here and there to reroll those. But it's exciting. I mean, at least there's a sense of direction of what is going to be the new meta, and just, flames. Toxic, very hard to, 5971, sorry. But definitely hard to reroll, but it is what it is. Here is my stats in a little bit. Got a nice physical attack boost from the level 50 Necro, Star Force Liberation, and the cap was 1917. So this was the Lotus run. My previous PR was 47, just over 47 build DPM. This one is a lot better. The time helped a lot. We had a PR time as well. The team actually could have done a lot better. It kind of started with me where I sort of greeted out a single res. I could have res and I didn't choose to, and it sort of snowballed and almost cost us, to be honest. We had a lot of single deaths. I think people were just trying to PR, trying to, test their damage and limits, and with all the new cap and stats, and people got a little bit too greedy. And it, our time was still really, really good. But right here, I just told a Shadower, Mageling, just to take it, save my res since I didn't want to overlap Synchro. Greedy on my part, misplay, and, I thought we would have had plenty of deaths to spare, but in the end, we're only going to end up with, I think, 1 or 2 maybe. Even I died at the end, so everyone could have done better. Even though our PR time, it was a PR time by 45 seconds-ish. Even we had 2 purple orb phases. We had a PR phase 1 by far, but you can see we kind of have a lot of deaths, characteristic deaths by everyone, pretty much. So we all know we can do better, but it was fun. Lotus still the best boss in the game, fun-wise, and it's exciting that every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on what you want to do, if you want to go Chaos route or Absolab route, we'll be praying for RNG, 10%, whatever it is, and yeah. So from my point of view, I did okay. This phase 1, actually, we had our Ice Lightning Mage Truffle Locks actually crank. He beat me by a good amount in this phase 1. A lot of people were pumping out good damage as well. We have a few that have really high cap. I think our Ice Lightning Mage, our Nightwalker are both 25 mil cap, if I'm not mistaken. We have a Shade that's 35 mil plus, and I think I'm the next one with 19 mil. But other than that, we have some guys that are putting out some good DPS. And so no surprise that our time, people PR'd with the new max damage cap changes and the Necro level 50 changes. We did great as, damage was still there, but I think everyone could say we could have done a lot better. And we kept it close. Like 4 lives left going into phase 2, going into phase 3. Definitely could have been better. So I know people were hitting high numbers, but we had opportunity to do even better, which is exciting. I think a lot of people, still haven't even reached their full potential, testing their limits still. And, we go into phase 3 with less than 4 minutes left. Absolutely insane how far we've come so quickly in a short amount of time, just damage-wise with Lotus. Give, a lot of changes, DPS boosts, whatever it is. People are just playing better overall, doing more damage. And it's exciting to see. We did end up having 2 purple orb phases, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It means we can, with a little bit of Lotus luck, we can push possibly. I think we finished, this run was just over 7:30, so we definitely can push 7 minutes possibly if we're a lot of things just go a little bit better. So it's exciting to see. You see 5 minutes left, and I think we're gonna get purple orb phase soon. Right here, yep, right on our split. Really unfortunate timing. And we do have a few deaths here and there, so we're cutting it close. We did have to switch to, our Phantoms did have to switch to Res and Time Leap, so they had to go support mode towards the end of this just to be safe. We got the clear. But overall, PRs across the board. Not going to complain about free damage, free stats. I'm still trying to progress my cap. That's really my main focus right now. Not getting too lucky, but I'm not really rushing it. I'm just trying to find ways to be as cost effective as possible, free to play ways if possible. But I'm enjoying this. Can't wait to see next week. People are going to be hitting Absolab attempts, Absolab gear. Can't wait for that. Excited to see who hits it, who doesn't. Just the potential, the classes, the stats of Absolab, the max damage cap, ceiling. I expect some of these guys to have Absolab gear by the time we come around Lotus. So exciting to see new content every week. Never disappointed. Always new things to show. Even if it's the same, weekly, daily bosses, there's always more room to grow damage-wise. And I'm excited. I hope other people are too. If you haven't checked it out, podcast, Echoing Thoughts podcast, I talk about my winners and losers of the update, talk about the breakdown, and then my next episode, I'm going to have a guest. Excited about that. I was supposed to have it out last week, but some things happened, got a little sick, wasn't able to coordinate the time with the guest, and we're going to push it to next week, and it's going to come up on next Wednesday. So excited to share that. Different point of views, people, input. So stay tuned for that. Follow along here. Follow along over there at Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for watching. 51 bill. Not half bad. But yeah, a lot of PRs overall. Definitely can do better for sure. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.